So what are 3 really big signs that he would like to have a future with you? I'm dating coach and TED speaker Hayley Quinn, and in this video I'm going to be giving you 3 really obvious signs that he's looking to have that committed, amazing future relationship. Now, I can understand 100% why you may be asking yourself this question. Maybe you've had a long-term relationship that ended in a painful breakup, or maybe you just really know what you're looking for right now and you want to make sure that you are not wasting your time on someone who's simply not interested in having the same things as you. So first of all, what are some dead obvious, we should all know this by now, signs that someone's looking for a future with you? First of all, they should be really comfortable with talking about the future. Rather than talking about it in vague terms or mentioning how they kind of fancy going traveling in Thailand, they should be talking about the future in a way that's inclusive. Whether it's mentioning their friends and saying, oh, you'd really like them, or you mentioning a day trip together and them being like, we should go someday. You want someone who's really comfortable talking about the future and who in time begins to make future plans with you. You want someone who's non-secretive about their life, someone who's a bit of an open book, someone who creates a lot of transparency by, in time again, introducing you to friends, hanging out with you on the weekends, investing their time in you. We all know that these are really good signs that we can look out for of someone who really wants to have that same level of committed relationship with you. And on the flip side, if someone is constantly aloof, constantly traveling, constantly not mentioning you in their future, constantly making plans without you, who feels uncomfortable with you meeting their family or friends, or who's always just putting the brakes on, that could just be one big red flag for you that this person isn't interested in having the same level of relationship with you. So what's sign number 2? Because I think I just covered it. No, sign number 2 is a bit of a flip on this actually. Sign number 2 is if you're asking yourself this question of, is he looking for a future with me? I want you just to take a little bit of a mini step back. Because when we get into this cycle of trying to judge a person's actions and trying to work everything out from the start, it can be a bit like reading the runes, those little stones that told you the future. Sometimes by being too focused on trying to work everything out from the start, you actually end up being overly emotionally committed yourself. Because rather than being present and really exploring whether that relationship is good for you, it's almost like this person has immediately got the status of, I would like you to be my boyfriend in your life, and you're just trying to work out if they like you in the same way. I want you to see how that actually puts you in a bit of a disempowering position, because it's almost like you've already given them like the winner pole position, and you're just trying to see if they're going to accept you in the way that you want. And sometimes when we get in ourselves in that mindset, it might mean like you're really over-analysing the messages that he sent you. You're worried because he didn't invite you out this weekend. You're constantly talking to at least 3 friends about what his actions really mean. When you're doing this, you might be caught up in a cycle of trying to please someone or getting really emotionally entangled in a relationship that has barely begun. So instead of trying to read too much into things, I would try and remind yourself to be present. So I would personally recommend not having all those WhatsApp conversations or message conversations with friends, not over-analysing every single step someone takes, and instead focus on being in the present and also accepting the information as you have it. There isn't actually a deeper level of meaning to be had. If someone isn't making time for you, it's because they're not making time for you because they're not that invested in seeing you. If someone is making time for you really consistently, then that's a really good sign that they are. Strategy number 3, or something for you to think about, is when you're stuck in this cycle of reading the runes as to what kind of future does this person want, you often might forget arguably the most important question that you can ask yourself, which isn't, do they like me, or are they going to choose me, or are they going to accept me? Instead, the question that you really want to ask yourself is this person showing up for me in a way that, I like them? So instead of trying to be a psychic and guessing how they think and how they feel, try to refocus on your own feelings. Because a lot of the time, instead of awarding this person pole position in your life and sort of pre-thinking that you want to have a relationship with them because they seem so cool, or you had such a good connection, or they're so sexy, or whatever it is, instead of thinking like that, try to take a step back and remind yourself of the things that are really important for you to look out for in a relationship or someone you want to have a future with. Surely we all want people to have a future with or a serious relationship who are really invested in us, making loads of time for us, being consistent, being open, being respectful, being honest, who is showing really clearly that they want to be with us. Those are great qualities to have. So if that person, if he's not showing you those qualities, instead of trying to overthink it and read too much into it, instead I would just refocus on what you want, what makes you happy, and what is acceptable behavior for you. And if that person falls short, instead of trying to maybe think that they convince them to want something they don't want, instead go back to yourself, recognize what you want and when you need to let it go. So if you've enjoyed this video and you want to feel really empowered and confident in your dating life, please hop on and click on the link below. I've got 3 amazing videos that are going to show you how you can get approached by so many more men, quality guys in real life, and how you can really choose to invest your time in people who want the same things as you.